Welcome into the Sports Buffoons podcast. Yo, let's get going out there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the world. Welcome on in back again to the Sports Buffoon Studios here at Lenexa, Kansas, of course. We got Tanner Dawson on my right, and Jason JG is out of town today. So obviously he's not on the screen right now.
No JG.
He's out doing the dirty work right now, hopefully making some money, you know, at the thing he does best, which is Baccarat, right?
Definitely not sports betting.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that here later on. But definitely not sports betting. That's definitely not his forte. But I'm wishing him luck out there. And he's down in what's that city called?
Thackersville.
Thackersville. That's
Thackersville.
right on the border of Texas and Oklahoma.
In that little, little wiener stuff, like right between Texas and Oklahoma. Like it goes deeper into Texas than it should.
Wiener stuff.
That's where he's at.
Wiener stuff?
Yeah.
So there's a wiener stuff area?
It's like a wiener where it goes deep into something else. So
I've never thought of.
You never thought of it?
Never thought of Oklahoma having a wiener going into Texas. Or
kind of. I mean, it digs deeper than it should. So,
all right.
Well, if you think about it.
I'll have to look at the maps again at some point when I get free time, so we can reanalyze that a different day. Unless you got something on your mind.
No,
you got something you want to talk about?
It's pretty borderline right there, guys. Okay. By the way, I do. Yeah, I mean, right here, guys. Raw chalk, baby. Knocking off 3 of the leaders of Big 12 here in the last 3 weeks. We got Baylor this week, so we can't upset really anybody here. But I think we caused enough chaos for the college football playoff. As it is.
Yeah, I was going to say, last night you won me some money, Tanner. You said take KU plus 4.5 in the college basketball game against, what was it, Duke?
Duke.
I mean, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I took it, man. I ran with it for the first time. I was like, you know what? Tanner's going to be right about this.
I said it was easy money, and
it was.
Dickinson got kicked out, right?
This was a lot of dick talk in the beginning of the show.
Dickinson got kicked out in the beginning of the second half, and I think I texted you. I was like, hey, it's not so easy now, but I still like it, so... Mike stuck with it. He stuck with it here, and KU ended up winning. Exactly as we saw. Phenomenal college basketball week, though. Phenomenal college basketball week. We have NBA up right now, but we were watching Michigan State UNC, and UNC, by the way, what a tough, great team that is. Like you just went from North Carolina all the way on the East Coast to Hawaii. You played a game before in, I think, Honolulu. The day before the Maui tournament. So not only that, like you're playing at the 9-10 o'clock central spot. So that's 11 midnight 30 spot here on the East Coast here for North Carolina. And they've shown nothing but great here, playing against great teams. We've seen a lot of great matchups here as well. It's been a phenomenal college football week for a college basketball week for us basketball fans that love this stuff. So, yes, it's been a fun time.
Yeah, I just had a realization. I'm wearing my Dead Armadillo T-shirt. Which is this? Is this the little dick you're talking about?
Yeah, right there, right? That's exactly right there.
That's
the
one right there.
Yeah, that's right there.
A tiny dick going into Texas.
That guy right there.
All right. So if the camera can't see it.
Oh, he can see it. It's right there.
But apparently that's the dick that has Tanner thinking about it.
Hey,
right now,
Scott, what's up, buddy?
So
we got Scott Cope in the house. He said, "Hey guys, happy Thanksgiving to you all." Is JG busy washing his towels?
You know, so I will say, Scott, happy Thanksgiving to you as well. But now that he's out of town, maybe his wife's going to wash his towels for him.
She should.
And this is a chance for them to get cleaned up. So I'm curious when he gets back if she took care of the towels, because she didn't go with him as far as I know. So
yeah, no, I don't think she did.
So I think maybe while he's gone, this is a chance for her to wash his towels for him.
Well, it was a family deal to his brother, so she might have already gone with him. So I don't know.
Did they all go?
I don't know for sure.
I don't know who all went.
He also said, "How about the Maui Invitational? UConn losing twice." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This NBA basketball, Bahamas had some really great matchups as well. That we saw. We saw Zags lose in overtime to West Virginia today, and we've seen a lot of great matchups here this day. So it's been a fun time about college basketball.
Heck yeah, man. Well, we're going to be chit-chatting quite a bit about the Chiefs today, of course. But I did want to tell you guys some news. The good news is, finally, it's been announced by Amazon Prime that the Chiefsaholic documentary will be coming out on December 24th. So the day before Christmas, you can sit back and relax and watch Chiefsaholic documentary.
Are we seeing this rockaholic guy on the possible documentary?
I don't know. I do think it's ironic, though, that the rockaholic might be intertwined with the Chiefsaholic. I think there's something to that.
You think it's something to it?
I think there's something.
They're mixed in? You think
there's some kind of backstory.
He gave himself away?
Maybe they know each other. I don't know, but I think it's interesting that those guys are intertwined. We'll worry about that when the time comes closer for that show.
Scott, I'm going to save your comment for the prediction show. So, prediction part.
So, otherwise, man, before we jump into things? I mean, you got Thanksgiving tomorrow. Yeah. Do you have some nice plans coming up?
Just bouncing family to family, man, like we do every year.
Yeah.
So, house to house.
I'm glad. My Thanksgiving this year is going to be pretty chill. I mean, my parents are coming to town, so we'll be spending the entire time with them, which makes it simple and easy, which is nice because then I'm not have to worry about driving around town to different places, and I'm just going to be hanging out with them for the most part.
That's me good. And there's some good football on. We got some good football on. We do finally get to see Drew Lock in the Giants uniform actually happen. Since Tommy DeVito is not going to be playing.
I don't know that I would call that good football.
Oh, well, I want to see Drew Lock more than I didn't want to see DeVito. So I can tell you that much.
Sure, that's maybe an upgrade.
Evening game will be good as well. So your beginning game, so your noon game and your 6:30 game, 6:15, 6 o'clock game will be good games. Your middle game's the Giants Cowboys. At least we can see Drew Lock can play. And see, I hope Drew Lock throws for 6 touchdowns and does the second sign at Dabble as he walks away for benching him for DeVito, just passing him up. So I hope that happens on that. But we also, tomorrow night, we got Memphis and Tulane at 6:30 p.m. as well. And Tulane, another team that's fighting for a CFP spot if, drama starts again this next weekend. So,
Miami Green Bay is interesting to me.
It is.
So I'll be watching that for sure.
Tulane Memphis is something let's just say Miami blows out Green Bay as they should. It's maybe tune into a Memphis Tulane game.
I don't think Miami blows out Green Bay at all. Green Bay is favored, Tanner, 3.5.
I'm aware of what they are. I'm telling you what's going to happen. So.
I don't think I believe you.
I'm aware of this.
I hope that's not your easy money bet.
It's not my easy money bet.
All right, good.
It should be, but it's not. So
okay, well.
But I'm just saying, you got great NFL games, you got a great college football game going on. On top of that, you got probably so many other games I haven't checked into yet. So it's a good time. It's a good time.
Yeah. Well, man, let's jump into the Chiefs from this previous week a little bit, just for a few minutes at least. Chiefs Panthers. Obviously, the game was a little tougher than a lot of us expected. It should have been.
It was
freaking
blowout,
tie game,
dude.
27-27 in the fourth quarter, going down to the wire. And this is just what the Chiefs are. This is Andy Reid football. This is Patrick Mahomes doing Patrick Mahomes things at the end. At the end of the day, to me, this is just a coaching situation where Andy doesn't have the killer instinct. He doesn't, have that ability. What was it at halftime? 20-9 or something along that.
Yes.
At that point, I know we had to kick off to begin the second half of the game, but still, it's like. Offensively, stop playing so conservative when you're up by a touchdown or two, and stop letting the team come back because the way things go in the NFL, you're going to slip up at some point. Like freaking come on, keep the ball rolling, keep it moving. Let's act like we're still down by 2 touchdowns rather than up by 3. When we're not.
Well, you only scored 10 points in the half. You allowed Carolina to score 18 points in the second half.
Right.
This is the whole debacle. This was what I was talking about last Wednesday, guys. This is where I was disappointed in. 20-9, I felt good, right? I felt good about it. I'm like, hey, I think we're going the trajectory I want us to go here. But then in the fourth quarter, you allow Bryce Young to throw a couple of really great throws. Hey, you know what? By the way, props to Bryce Young.
Hey, he had a great game.
He looked really good.
The Chiefs' defense had struggles themselves. They had a hard time getting pressure on Bryce. Najee Johnson, once again, was struggling in coverage. But Bryce Young himself came out and played a very efficient game.
He did.
And accurate.
He did.
His passes were on point.
This might have been
his best game as a pro.
I agree. And, he ran the ball when he had to, right? He didn't he didn't go too crazy about running the ball when he needed to. Bryce Young played a hell of a game. And, again, when you play a team that's looking to try to beat you, right? A team that's going to give it your all, which we're going to get everything of this. This is the type of result that you're going to get. Having to go down at the end of the game, under a minute 30, having to go down and get the game-winning field goal with your backup kicker.
Yeah. Hey, it worked out, and that backup kicker is now going to be done for, at least. We were assuming he's done for with an injury, and Matthew Wright has now been brought in to replace him for this coming game.
Under a third kicker. By the way, our backup kicker from last year, in case you guys don't remember, he's like an 87% field goal percentage guy. I'm not worried. I'm not really worried about the field goal kicker part on this here because we brought in guys that we liked a lot.
I think Schrader was scary because it was a rookie who kicked like 68% in college or something like that, and to see him come in right away with the Chiefs and made all his kicks.
He did what he needed to do.
Made extra points, made the field goals. I mean, that was nice to see. So, I mean,
there was
he did his job.
Once again, Veach out here having scouts scout about and finding a kicker that's willing to do a job.
I feel like that's partial Veach, but also partial Dave Tobe. I think Dave Tobe knows what to look for in kickers. There's a reason why the Chiefs literally cut Cairo Santos, who was doing a fine job.
He was doing a fine job.
I mean, that's why he got a job with the Buccaneers right after and kicked for them for years.
Yeah.
The Bears. I kicked for them for years, and when Santos was let go, I was a little frustrated because I'm like, man, we have a kicker that's somewhat reliable, and we brought in this Harrison Butker guy, and right away the guy was just nails. I mean, it was just. I think Dave Tobe had a lot to do with bringing in Harrison Butker, just like I think he has a lot to do with the scouting of looking at guys like Schrader coming out as a undrafted free agent. We might look on paper as casual fans. We're not kicker experts. That's not what we do. I have a feeling Dave Tobe has said his word on how to find an eye for finding these guys. So, anyways, man, the game was frustrating. Obviously, we got the win.
It really was.
What did you think about after the game? Andy Reid talking to the team, and you could tell that there was a low energy after that game, almost like the guys were a little frustrated with themselves and allowing a team that they know deep down is lesser than them, even though they say in all the press conferences, that's a tough team, this and that. They know that they're better than that. I mean, what did you think about that? Did you think it was something to be concerned about? Or do you find it as a motivation factor that they know that they're better and it actually pisses them off to have only beat the Panthers by 3 points?
No, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with the way they reacted to this game. This is exactly what I wanted them to react as wise, is being down, being like, oh, yeah, well, we won the game. Great. It's hard to win in the NFL. We get this, right? I mean, they're all pros. Everybody's pro for a reason. But to be what you're expected to be and to win the certain way, this is the exact emotion I want to see. I think it's more of a reflection, I want to say, more than it is be a negative part of it.
Yeah, I think defensively especially, they're frustrated because
yes, they have to be.
Against Denver, I feel like they felt like they gave up too many passes in that game. They ended up allowing a rookie quarterback to go out there and play extremely efficient in that game, and it came down to literally a blocked field goal to then get that win. And then in this game against Bryce Young, who we know has struggled throughout his beginning of his career, and this defense who, has always been known as reliable in big moments, and we're not getting the turnovers necessarily.
But like, how much of an impact are you sitting here like, man, we should have made that trade. We should have made some kind of trade, the trade deadline for a secondary guy, because ever since Jalen Watson's been out, this is the defense we've seen.
Yeah, exactly. That's been huge. And this front four is not getting home. They're getting pressure. They might be getting pressure, but you're facing quarterbacks who can move in the pocket. You're facing Josh Allen, who you faced over a week ago. You're facing Bryce Young. Obviously, has got some good legs. And Bo Nix for the Broncos, obviously, is a good runner. These guys are finding the holes in the front four and be able to step up in the pocket, roll out, make some plays. And you don't have that edge rusher, which is what Josh Uche was brought over to do. We said no one's standing out. I mean, George Karlaftis has, I think, 4 sacks on the season. Chris Jones has, I think, 3 sacks on the season. I mean, it's frustrating to see them being put in this position. The secondary would look better if we could get somebody that would get home a little quicker or a little more consistently.
So are you leaning towards more of a line issue or a secondary issue in this one?
I think the defensive line is more of the issue at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because they rotate in all these different guys. Everyone should be healthy because you're constantly rotating in. Tershawn Wharton, Mike Pennell, Chris Jones. You got Felix Anudike-Uzomah. You got George Karlaftis, Josh Uche, Malik Herring. I mean, they're constantly rotating guys in, and then this week coming up will be Charles Omenihu return to the active roster, to the playing field. It looks like he's going to be playing this weekend, and I hope that's a big help going into this game. But it's frustrating.
Looking at here about hurries, right? Stats hurries from last game here. The concerning part is Tershawn Wharton's your 2. And your 1s are Karlaftis, Jones, and Pennell. That's it. That's all your hurries are.
Well, Mike Pennell's also not a pass rusher. It's not what he's here for.
That's the issue. Why are we seeing just these guys involved in the hurries when we should be seeing more of maybe more of a mix of more of a Karlaftis? He should have at least 2. Chris Jones should be in the 2 range.
It's been a step back for George this year, which is unfortunate to say.
We did Blitz. Nick Bolton 12 times this game.
Yeah, and I think part of the reason for blitzing Nick Bolton is you don't really want him in coverage.
Well, you don't.
You're better off having him go downhill. You're better off having him as a run stopper or blitzing because you don't want him to be matched up one-on-one with a tight end or anybody for that matter. This is not what he's good at. So, I don't know. But
are we being aggressive enough, or do you think Spags is kind of holding off here and just trying to get through the game?
I think at the moment there is a talent issue defensively. I think Spags does a great job defensively with disguising and with getting guys in the right position and stuff like that. I think at the moment there just is a talent issue on the defense. I don't think this is their strongest form athletically and just player to player. I mean, Willie Gay was a great athlete. I think he fit in great with this scheme as well. And I feel like Drew Tranquill has taken a step back in the defense throughout the year. And, I'm not here to beg on the defense. The defense has still done a phenomenal job throughout most of the year, but we're starting to see flaws that ever since Jalen Watson's been injured, it has been showing its face every week. And it's something to be concerned about, especially when you go to face these tough teams. And, Watson will be back this year. So, but, when it's time in the playoffs and get that time coming, we got to face the Ravens and Bills again. We're going to need a healthy Justin Watson, or Jalen Watson,
Jalen Watson, yeah.
We're going to need that.
Yes.
Because this team seems like it's struggling without him. And Najee Johnson's being targeted. That's why he led the team in tackles.
Well, he's being targeted. We got Connor being targeted. We also got Joshua being targeted. So, you're seeing the other corners get targeted a lot more than McDuffie. And McDuffie, I'm not saying McDuffie's a Snead player by any means, but he's holding the zone for the most part in this defense. So, he's letting up a couple of big plays here, but it's a big deal.
Even McDuffie struggled the last few games.
Okay, so something that's coming to play too is there's a lot of, what do I want to say, fan hate, Twitter hate. I don't know what you X people want to call it here. Twitter hate, X hate. We got Felix dropping into coverage a lot more too that we should have seen. We've seen a lot more just different mix of guys that shouldn't be there, right? A Dana, a Chanel. What's your thoughts here in that kind of scheme here? Is it just Spags? Hey, I'm trying to figure this out. We're missing a key guy.
part of it, a little bit, is the linebackers on this roster are not necessarily built to be coverage linebackers.
They aren't.
They are. There's a reason why we need a third safety on the field a lot, and have for a long time on this defense. But Nick Bolton, Leo Chenal, and Drew Tranquill do not need to be in coverage often, especially Leo Chenal and Nick Bolton.
Yes.
Those guys are run stoppers. That's why the Chiefs, in stopping the run, have been phenomenal all year long. And I'll pull up the stat right now. They're third in the NFL in yardage allowed against the run, just right behind the Ravens and Vikings. But against the pass, that's where they're attacked. That's why tight ends have so much success against this defense, is because they can go to the middle of the field and make plays against these linebackers who are just talent-wise, physically, are not going to be able to be that kind of player to take care of and actually cover a guy. And so I think that they're trying to come up with different ideas to confuse the offense.
Yeah.
And that's why you're dropping Mike Pennell in coverage even at times and Felix in coverage when they really have no business being out there in coverage. I think it's just disguising different looks and seeing what sticks, seeing what works, because I think part of it is just hoping that you can have enough chaos defensively that they eventually make a mistake. And right now, offenses aren't falling for it. You know, right now they're doing a good job of staying home and just taking care of business and not making that big mistake that I think Spags is trying to get them to forced into.
I think what I like about this here, though, dropping Felix in coverage, dropping other guys in coverage here that normally wouldn't be, is when it does come playoff time, like these film guys are going to see this film and, not to pull a JG here, but they're going to recognize like, oh, hey, we're going to have this mismatch right here. And Spags is already adjusted. He's already, we got everything refurbished, right? Jalen Watson's back. We're getting to play. And that will be a different scheme here, throwing QBs into play, QBs into chaos here. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just trying stuff, maybe seeing where we're at, maybe what talent we got too, and go from there. We certainly do miss the Snead and this team. I will say that. I do miss the Snead, but I also do miss a Watson a lot right now. And like I said before the season too, you asked me who the QB or the cornerback 2 is, and I immediately said Watson. That was our 2, and that's proven the point right now. That he is our 2.
Yeah, to me, that's honestly always been pretty obvious that he needs to be the 2. But obviously the team in training camp was rotating different guys in to work in. It almost felt like they were trying to test and see who's going to jump up and be that guy that takes the job away. And
there was nobody. Nobody.
At the end of the day, it's like we started Jalen Watson his rookie year,
6th round pick,
and he played phenomenal. Played in the Super Bowl, everything. The guy was great as a
rookie.
rookie.
The Chargers pick, like the early year, like when early in the year, like he got that Justin Herbert pick at the goal line, and did he run it back? Do you remember?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't think he ran it back.
I don't think he ran it back, but like that was one of the plays that like you're just looking for a guy that has ball instincts, and I mean he's a guy too that I scouted. So let's talk Sports Network. Dan, RIP. Of course, on him, but he asked me to do a Houston Texans draft, and where they were drafting here, like they drew a couple guys. Jalen Watson was one of my guys in the 6th round for the Houston Texans here that I was scouting for them to do that report here. So like when we picked him, I was ecstatic here because that was a guy I knew already has ball instincts. He's one to go get the ball, but he's tall and lanky as well. On top of that, so like. It just proves his worth right now, what we're seeing right now with this defense.
Yeah, so jumping over here to Raider Week, Tanner.
Raider Week.
Man, if this is not the get right, feel right kind of a game, I don't know if they're going to be one.
This was the get right, feel right game in Carolina.
But it wasn't. It definitely did not. It did not. Well, I will say this, the first half kind of felt that way a little bit. I mean, it felt like
it felt a little better. Okay, a little better. It wasn't great. But
the second half, everything fell apart, of course. But I feel like this game against the Raiders, I mean, this has to be a moment for the team to finally get that chemistry rolling and feel good about themselves again. And you're facing Aiden O'Connell, quarterback.
First week back after 6 weeks?
The Raiders have nothing to work with. They're starting running backs. Both of them are out. I think Amir Abdullah might be starting.
Abdullah is starting, and then you have...
I mean, Madison's out, right?
Not Madison. Madison's and Amir White are both out.
But they're both out.
You have Abdullah and Labe. Coming into play. Yeah, Labe.
You got a labia. Okay.
So you got a rookie and a guy that's been a career third string running back, right? Starting running back.
Brock Bowers is going to get his numbers.
He's
without a doubt. That's going to be their focal point.
Him and Michael Mayer have been a nice little duo.
Yeah, nice little duo. Michael Myers was also a first-round tight end too.
Yeah.
So
nice little duo.
Yeah, as they should be, without a doubt. But I think it's going to be interesting because Aiden O'Connell was also the quarterback, Tanner, if you remember last year, that did the entire second half without completing a pass. The Raiders got that win at Arrowhead.
You were there, right?
I was at that game.
Yeah, you were at that game.
It was Christmas Day. That was sad.
It's an upsetting game.
It was a struggle. It was a struggle. It was a not a good game. The game itself was boring as hell.
Oh, it was extremely boring. I was very upset from home. Like, I can't imagine being in the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, I had a good time before the game, but it was after. I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, so Aiden O'Connell coming off an injury, right? First week back. Minshew is officially out for the year with a torn rotator cuff for the year, right? So you got a guy that hasn't started in 6 weeks, I want to say it was, 6 weeks now, coming into play, right? It could have been Jake Browning, but they decided to go with Aiden O'Connell and activate him up, so.
Yeah,
at least it's a guy familiar with the offense, I guess, for the Raiders.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it comes down to. Is that he's familiar with the team, familiar with the system, and I've seen Aiden O'Connell play a little bit. He's actually not as bad as some people want to make him out to be.
He really is.
He's got an arm. He's decent in that regard. The number one guy that I can't stand as a quarterback as a backup was Landry Jones. I think Landry Jones was god awful, never deserved to be in the NFL to begin with.
I would even thought about him as a backup. I just can't
hate
remember.
Landry Jones as a player. That is just the inner football person in me.
I've never thought
as a player.
About
the guy might be a nice guy. I have no idea, but as a player, he sucks ass.
You could have told me as a name backups here, and he never would have been on the list.
He's horrible.
He never would have been on
what
the
I'm
list.
telling you by bringing him up right now is that I'd rather have Aiden O'Connell than Landry Jones
by far.
as my quarterback.
Yes.
But Landry Jones started a lot of games in the NFL, actually.
He did. He did. I still would never named him as a guy. So
okay, let's real quick jump to Chiefs offense because we have some things we're looking forward to as fans. Obviously, we're getting some guys back. We're going to get some pieces back. Real quick, we got DJ Humphries was signed. That's something we haven't talked about yet in the show. Just earlier, about a week ago, and left tackle is going to be his spot, of course, coming off a knee issue, but he's ready to go. He says he's healthy.
Yeah,
he's waiting on Andy Reid to give him the word to get out there and start the game because. Wanya Morris has struggled, of course, and Kingsley Suamataia has not been good either. So I'm hoping Humphries can come in and do a good job. I watched his interview. He just comes across like a vet. I mean, the guy seems ready. He did bring up the point, kind of like DeAndre Hopkins. You know, they both played for the Cardinals for a time.
Yeah.
And about how whenever you're on a team that's constantly losing, you know, you don't have that fire to play for something. Where when you get brought into the Chiefs, a team like this, he's like, now I feel like I have something I actually cared because money's money. Money's coming no matter what.
Correct.
But when you're on a team like the Chiefs, you're actually more motivated. And I'm glad a player actually admitted that out loud because you don't normally hear something like that being said by a player. But, yeah, of course, he's more motivated now than ever before to want to go out there and bust his ass because he knows he's on a proper franchise that's ran the right way and that has a chance for a Super Bowl.
Yep.
And so I think Hopkins feels the same way, and I think that's why, those kinds of things, these guys are brought in when they're cast-offs to a degree, and we can get them motivated to want to make big plays. But anyways, aside from that, Isaiah Pacheco is back this week. It looks like he'll be playing. I don't think he's going to start the game necessarily. I think he's going to get a few reps in throughout the game. Here and there, maybe 8 carries or so, somewhere around that range is what I'm thinking in my mind, while Kareem Hunt still gets the main workload. And then, of course, we heard the news today that Hollywood Brown could be back in mid-December, which is going to be awesome. I'm hoping that's
not good for other teams. So,
well, the great thing about Hollywood Brown's situation is that it was not a leg injury. It was not a knee injury or ankle or anything like that. This was an upper body injury. It was a shoulder joint that ended getting popped out. And that tells me, athletically, he's going to have his speed to him. He's still going to have everything that we need. Yep. We're not worried about easing him in because he's got a knee that's still being worked on. He's a wide receiver, man, and he's good. I watched him have some reps earlier, and kind of working on stretching out, catching the ball high, getting that shoulder in that position of being used to having to go up and catch the ball like that. But he looks good from what I've seen so far. And it's going to be exciting once we get the full group together all at once. Maybe this offense can finally pick it up because right now they're ranked somewhere around 13th in the NFL in yards or in like 10th in points or something like that.
Hey, so top 15 for me is positive for me. So.
Yeah, no, for what we've dealt with, it's still we could deal with it. It's tolerable, of course, but it's not your normal Patrick Mahomes led Chiefs type of a roster.
Charles Omenihu.
So right. Charles Omenihu, of course,
he's supposed to be activated tomorrow, so we should see him on the activated list here. He probably won't play, right? We probably will have a healthy scratch on him.
I think he plays.
You think he plays?
Charles, yeah.
You think if he's free, he plays?
Yeah.
Because we did drop Cam Thomas to the practice squad today as well.
He got plucked away already.
Yeah, we did. Oh, he did?
Yeah, another team already signed him.
God damn.
Yeah, he got signed immediately after that.
I didn't hear that part.
I can't remember who it was, but yeah, he's gone. And we traded away a 7th-round pick for him.
We did. We did.
The pick is gone. The player's gone.
Well, we also traded a 6th-round pick for Hendershot, but now he's out with an injury too. So tight end wise, we're going on our fourth tight end for our 3rd spot of the year. So, but going to play. But hey, Omenihu, if he is able to play, great, phenomenal. We'll be able to Checo back. We can get a little Kareem Hunt, little break here. Relieve himself a little bit. And the play, like most likely, Steele will get sent to the practice squad. Quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody picks him up the way he's played. So, hope not, but that's kind of what I'm thinking here.
So this one obviously is going to be focused on Max Crosby,
correct?
As we all know, and containing him. It obviously hurts having tight ends with injuries. Noah Gray's not your blocking tight end necessarily.
Travis Kelce.
And Kelsey's not. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Chiefs come up with to get an extra guy chip on Max Crosby because I know it's going to be kind of an issue if you leave him one-on-one with either a Jawan Taylor or a Wanye Morris if that's what ends up going down.
Well, you're not going to because you're going to have a Baylor Cup here. Probably come to play, right?
Tanner, we don't know a damn thing about him. He played at Texas Tech.
6'6".
Those tight ends ain't
243, baby.
Those tight ends ain't blocking.
Texas A&M and Texas Tech here. Hey, the guy
undrafted rookie tight ends not
the
blocking.
The guy only
Max
caught
Crosby.
23 receptions in 24 games for a reason.
I don't care about
catching for a reason,
passes.
man. I know exactly.
Can he
There's
block?
a reason why he caught that amount and why Reed in that offense has brought him in, Veach him in there.
Because they had to. They had no other choice. It was game over.
No. There's other guys out there. There's a reason why you brought this guy in here. So, watch for Baylor Cup. Yeah, I was right. Baylor Cup to come in here and block somebody.
All right. We'll see how it works out, I suppose.
And if you guys aren't aware, right, Jared Wiley, a rookie that we drafted, out for the ACL. Jordy Fortson, we signed in for Miami after they went to the practice squad, out with the ACL. Now Peyton Hendershot, who we did trade for a 6, is now out with a, what do they call it? It's not ACL. It was some kind of weird leg. It's some kind of weird leg injury, but he's essentially out for the year as well.
I just rolled my eyes and kept looking. I rolled my eyes and kept scrolling after I saw that. I'm like, okay, that's great.
Yeah, I was watching our Chiefs fellow Chiefs podcaster. That your dad likes a lot.
How about those Chiefs?
Chiefs? Yeah,
cool.
He was explaining kind of the moves and stuff, and then he ended up being corrected on top of that with the KC Sports Network. So, but still, in saying that, we got to go through 3 kickers, now 4 tight ends for a third. So go and play. Yeah. But except for hopefully we get Hunt and Omenihu in, or not Hunt, sorry, Pacheco and Omenihu in for full practices today. So. Let's get in the injury report real quick here. Cam Jones did not practice. He has an illness. Spencer Schrader, of course, did not practice. Both days here looking to be out. That's why I say Matthew, right? Everybody else was full practice here. Chanel did not practice today. It was a personal issue. So he was out yesterday. Did not practice today again. It was a personal issue on that one. So, Raiders side, Nate Hobbs did not practice both days.
Can't believe he's in the league still.
I can't. I saw that name. That's
why I was been confused. Around forever.
Alexander Madison, limited practice. Minshew, of course, did not practice. Zamir White did not practice both days. Trey Tucker was limited as well of the hip injury coming into play. So that was your big names for the Raiders. So,
all right. Well, let's go ahead and make our predictions on the game then. What do you got, Tanner? You want to go first?
Yeah, let me. I'm taking a look here. I haven't looked. I know it's like 10 or something like that for the spread here.
13 minus 13.
Minus
Chiefs is
13.
the current spread.
105 under over 42.5 guys for this game here. Look, I don't trust the Chiefs covering as much as far as anything right now. Like after the Carolina game, I'm over with it. We're talking 13 here for the game here. You know what? Give me a 17-20 Chiefs game.
17-20. Oh, wow. Then 3. Okay. And low scoring offensively for the Chiefs. Okay.
Yes. Under.
All right. I also kind of like the under in this game. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Chiefs to get a win here. 24 to Raiders 13. So I do like the spread for the Raiders side in that, but 24 to 13, which would put us at, what would that total be then? 10 or 20?
37.
37, yep. So I do like the under in this game, though. I think the Raiders don't have enough offensively to really do much. I mean, I'd be shocked if they can come out and put up much of a fight offensively. But then again, we've seen crazier things happen throughout the year, so that's what I'm gonna go with. So Chiefs by 9.
Okay. I did say I would come back to it here. Scott Cobb has Chiefs 27-10 on Friday. He also said here today that Aidan O'Connell will have trouble handling the ball with his thumb injury still isn't healed. So
yeah, it's ugly stuff.
But I don't classify that as an issue here. I don't classify it activating the guy that's going to have trouble handling the ball being the guy. Like I don't. Like you're an NFL team. Know what you got. Go from there.
They're kind of an NFL team. Sort of.
Sometimes.
It's been a while, maybe 20 years or so.
Mike, before we get into the good stuff here, I just wanted your thoughts here on the move with Daniel Jones signing with the Minnesota Vikings.
My thoughts are that they better hope they never have to play him. I think that the goal is to have him as a backup and maybe develop him further with better coaching. But
is there a team that should have signed Daniel Jones instead of Minnesota?
Look, I don't think highly of Daniel Jones.
Okay.
At all.
So you think he's worse than a lot of backups?
I mean, he's a backup without a doubt.
Is he worse than like Miami, for instance?
No, you want to. Yeah, you want to. Well, okay, the Miami situation. He's not worse than that. But it's not far off. I mean, you might just get more turnovers, with Daniel Jones than you would with what they're working with there, with Skylar Thompson. For me, like, if I'm an organization and I see Daniel Jones is available to be my backup, I don't really care what my situation is. I'm not interested.
Okay.
It just, to me, is a waste of time to have on the roster, and I don't really see much of a reason to try to develop him, especially at this point. It's been many years now in the league.
It's been 4.
It's
insane.
It's been enough.
It's insane.
It's been enough. And
but do you blame the Giants organization on this one? Like, do you blame the Giants organization for the way they've handled Daniel Jones in this?
Yeah, I blame them for giving me a contract.
Yes,
I blame them for being stupid enough to sit there and be like, "Hey, you play like shit a lot. Let's go ahead and give you a ton of money.
We're gonna pick Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley."
Right.
Yeah, how's that going?
And then you got to have a quarterback, and you can't have a below-average quarterback as your starter and expect to do anything. That's on the Giants for just being idiots.
Like that should be fine. Everybody should be canned.
Like when the Chiefs paid Matt Castle, at least it was after the year with the Patriots, where they went 11-5, and he looked good with Randy Moss and Wes Welker. But like if the Chiefs had paid Matt Castle, I don't think we did. Now that I'm talking out loud, I'm like, did we pay him again? I think it was just the one time.
I think it was just the one time.
But I was like, man, to me, it's like if we had paid Matt Castle more money after that original contract we gave him, I'd be pissed. I mean, that's just stupid. And that's what the Giants did with Daniel Jones. It's like Daniel Jones is Matt Castle to me. Like it's the same thing. It's just kind of a waste of time waste of space. You're never going to win with him. It's never going to work. So, I as a quarterback coach, I would never want to sit there and waste my time trying to develop this guy. Like, just give me somebody else that I can mold.
We did not pay him again. Minnesota.
I was like, wait, we didn't pay him again.
Minnesota
right?
signed him in for half the cost that we did in 2013, and then Buffalo, Dallas, and Titans and Lions.
We brought Matt Castle over in 2009, and he played with us till 2012.
Correct.
So yeah, correct. But the contract was a big one, but it was
purely.
Well, we had the whole Pioli Patriot Way crap we were trying to do, and they brought him over thinking
it was 16 mil in 09, 12 and 12, 5, and 10 and 11, and then 5.5 in 12. So,
anyways, I don't know how you feel about Daniel Jones, but I'm not a fan.
He's better than most backups, but again, I'm right there with you. I think they paid the wrong price. And quite frankly, Giants fans, I hope you advocate for firing your GM. So
yeah, absolutely.
Now, you saw the whole Hard Knocks scene, right?
Actually, I missed that.
Oh,
so basically,
never did
see that.
Basically, they talked about letting Saquon test the market, right?
Yeah.
And then John Mora walks in a few days later, or whatever it was, like a week later. It was like, I'm gonna be sick to my stomach if Saquon signs with Philly. And guess what? Guess where we're at now?
Yeah.
We're at John Mara. Leads
the NFL in.
They didn't want to offer him. They didn't want to match the contract. They could have matched the contract or beat it at the time. Saquon let them match or beat it.
Yeah.
They refused. And
you realize he's on pace this year to potentially break the yards per carry.
He's
record.
at what 12 something right now. He's or no, is he at 13?
Yeah, he's over 13, almost 1,400 yards.
Almost 14, yeah.
What I'm saying is his yards per carry is 6.3.
Oh yeah, because Jamal Charles.
He's on. I mean, he's right there to potentially break that yards per carry single season record right there with Jim Brown and Jamal Charles.
That's insane.
So just something to think about. But anyways,
it's insane, dude.
Anyways, we can
that whole situation on that.
What were we talking about? Oh, we need to move on to Tanner. Let's jump into it, man.
Our favorite segment of the week.
The easy money bets of the week.
Easy money
when
bets
you got some money.
Week.
Tanner had a good pick last night for me in basketball. And
that's a good pick.
Hey, I know for me personally this year, I've made money every weekend but one. I had one weekend where I did lose like $50. Otherwise, I've at least made I've made a little. I showed you earlier my stat sheet.
Yeah.
I showed you my stats for the whole year, for the whole month and year. And I make a little bit at least every week.
You still make money, man. Hey, positive is positive, man.
Exactly.
$20 is $20.
So to me, like I take this segment seriously because I want the people out there listening to also make money with us. And so go ahead and give us the rundown. How did we do?
Real quick here, I'm going to throw this comment in here that I think Cowboys should have signed Jones. That would have been phenomenal, but did not happen. So, all right, let's get into it here for Week 12, ladies and gentlemen, here. Week 12 of the NFL season. Week 13 of the NCAA season for you out there. We had a decent week, okay? We finished 3-3 as a whole. So JG, guys, ladies and gentlemen, JG was his third win of the season here with Baltimore minus 2.5 here. Puts this guy at 3-9-1 for the year. Hey, let's go, baby. Good job, JG. I know you're not here, but we're applauding you, baby. That's what we wanted.
Yeah, he needed that.
Positive EV bet right there, baby. Mike, you are now 1-4 on the under.
I know
with the past Dolphins.
The unders are not working anymore, so we're not doing that today.
So Mike is now 10-6 for the year here on his year.
10-6, but I'm not picking unders anymore.
I appreciate.
For some reason, that's not working.
I don't get it, but it is what it is. So I went 2-2 myself. We had a loss against Pittsburgh, lost with James Madison, which blows my mind, but whatever. Pittsburgh's the same way. Like, what are you doing? I get there was snow, but it wasn't that bad. But Detroit did cover, and SMU did cover, of course, here. So it puts me at 20-16 for the year. This puts us at a 33-31-1 record for the Buffoons. We're at 51.56%. And, of course, for Starsky's sake out there, we do track without the JG bets. So without JG, we are 30-19. We are 61% winning percentage without JG's bets this year. So we are looking good here as we roll into week 13 of the NFL season, week 14. Final regular season week of the NCAA football season as we go into it. So I will start here. I'll give JG's bet here. JG, the ultimate guy out here, right? Hey, he's always looking for a great bet. He loves Houston, but who cares about Houston right now? We're going to go ahead and we're going to hit Washington at -6. Washington -6 this week here. He loves Washington over Tennessee here. And that's what we're going to go with. So this is one lone belt is Washington -6. So, Mike, what do you got?
So the first one I want to talk about, we already went over. And so this Raiders-Chiefs game, man, I got to go with the spread on this one. Take the Raiders +13 in this game. When you're talking about the Chiefs, I mean, we love to let the other teams hang around. And for me, I already said they're going to win by 9. So, to me, +13 is the way to go. And I like that as one of my easy money picks. I have another one, too. Let me scroll down here for a quick second. Find what I was looking at. Oh, what was this other one I was on?
Oh, you had 2?
I lost
it. We got 2 for Mike?
Yeah, I had
Let's go.
I got 2 again. I got 2. Okay. Next one. So, there's a lot of good games this weekend, by the way. This weekend's slate looks really good, especially Sunday afternoon, you got Eagles and Ravens, and then you have 49ers and Bills, which I know 49ers aren't the same anymore, but still, it should be a decent game. And then even that Monday game will be interesting with Browns and Broncos to me. But anyways, my pick on this one, we have Eagles and Ravens. Ravens are -3 right now with the Eagles. Eagles are +3. I actually like the Eagles to be +3 in this game. I think this is going to be close as hell. I like the spread a lot. Ravens obviously at the -3. That's the home field advantage type of a spread right there. But Eagles are a team that, to me, has just been firing, and they're playing really good football right now. In fact, they have the number 1 yards allowed defense in the NFL at this moment. So defensively playing terrific football, and I think that's going to continue on. But I'm not necessarily saying that the Eagles win this game. I think this game is that close. I think this game is literally down to 1 point difference.
I agree.
In this Ravens and Eagles game. So just because I'm picking the Eagles +3 does not mean I think the Eagles win. I just like the spread that the Eagles got the best shot there. But anyways, so both of those taking the away underdog, I suppose.
I like it. All right, I have a lot of college football bets here, but we're not going for all of them here, so we'll pause on that. But let's get into it, guys. Navy money line on Friday. I love Navy winning against Eastern. What's it, Kentucky or whatever? Look, I love this one. I love this one so much here. Navy should squash them here. Army -7. I realized they lost to Notre Dame last week here, which is why we didn't bet them. I didn't bet them. I really wanted to. I did not throw it out there for everybody to bet them. So we're going to Army -7 in this Saturday night. And then we look into it here. JG's about to be ticked off here. We're going Houston -4 against Jacksonville in the noon game. And then finally down the way here, Starsky, hold your horses here, baby. Sunday Night Football, San Francisco Bills. We're going Bills, -6.5 here. It's under 7. I love that bet here. Brock Purdy isn't playing. Brock Purdy can barely throw a ball today. There's no chance that this guy plays. If he does, it ain't gonna be pretty. So, give me Bills -6.5. So, we got JG at Washington -6. Mike at Raiders +13, but Eagles +3. I got the Navy money line on Friday, Army -7 on Saturday, and we got Houston and Bills covering their spreads on Sunday here coming in place. So that's what we got for easy money bets.
Yeah, well, let's hopefully hit them, man, because I know as a group, what would be at 51%?
As a group, we're 51%. Yes.
All right. The goal is always 60, you guys. There's still time to make it happen. And, of course, we'll continue to do this throughout the playoffs as well when those roll around. So this goes deep into the season. But I'm hoping if JG can get things turned around on his end and I can just kind of stay where I'm at, and then, the NFL is about to be the only thing on for a while, Tanner, and college is over with.
Well,
so I'm hoping you can come out with something good.
I'm
just hoping you can maintain what you've been doing with college, but with the NFL.
Like sorta. Like I don't know if you're seriously saying it's the only thing on, but
I'm saying college football is about to take a little backseat while the NFL's on throughout the rest of the year.
Maybe because I don't really bet title games and stuff like that. But if I got one title game I'm waiting to see on here as we kind of go about it. But if the right title game's there that I want, I'm in. Oh my gosh, come on, dude.
All right,
20 divided by 36, guys. So Mike does lead the way in winning percentage for the year right now. I'm at 57%, and then JG at 33%. So,
all right. Well,
let's get a 4-0. Let's get a 4-0 this week, baby.
Being that it's Thanksgiving, before we get out of here, guys. Tanner, did you see Mahomes talk about some of his favorite or least favorite Thanksgiving dishes? He said number one was definitely mac and cheese, which seems like everyone says mac and cheese. I feel like you have mac and cheese like all year round if you wanted to, but anyways, he said he would actually cut turkey. Patrick Mahomes said he would cut turkey. He would just say turkey can go. I don't think so, man. I think turkey is a staple. You have to have turkey on Thanksgiving. I mean, I eat turkey almost every day because that's just what I do. But
I don't think you do, man. Like, there's so much different variations here. Like, we're in the Midwest here in Kansas City, and quite frankly, to me, like, I'm not hitting against ribs on Thanksgiving.
Oh, 100%. I would say definitely do ribs on Thanksgiving.
I'm just saying, like, you can replace the turkey.
You can replace the turkey, but I'm not going to say for most traditional families out there that they should be cutting the turkey. I mean, the turkey is kind of the staple of Thanksgiving. Like, if you want to cut out the stuffing, that's fine.
Nah, stuffing got to stay.
Well, that's very controversial of you to say that, Tanner.
Stay.
I've heard a lot of people out there that have a problem with stuffing. So.
Keep going though. Keep going.
But mashed potatoes.
No, stay.
Now you know what we're making tomorrow before we go. Scallop potatoes.
Stay.
Cheese and all that.
Yes.
And I'm also making deviled eggs.
Stay.
Deviled eggs gotta stay.
Okay. So far we're good, guys.
Now hold on. One that's also very controversial is green bean casserole.
Stay.
So you like? Okay,
oh my
you like
God! Yes, right. Please to God.
All right. So you're into that one.
Do not cut green bean casserole in this.
See, that's one for me that probably could go.
Are you kidding me?
I could probably do without it.
What is wrong with green bean casserole?
It's just I don't like the texture. It's kind of slimy.
You put the onion
there's the
chips
little,
on it, whatever it is.
The onion straw crap. I don't know.
Yeah, and like it makes it phenomenal. Like
I don't know. To me, it's like one of those things. Like I'll eat it if it's there, but my portion when I go to scoop it is going to be like it's like half the size of my palm. I'll try it. Like I'll eat it barely, but like I'm not about to get a bunch of it. No.
Mine's half the tray in my fucking plate.
Now the other one that we're doing tomorrow that I think needs to always be there is Little Smokies.
Yes.
Now maybe that's a Kansas City thing.
No,
maybe that's the barbecue in me that's coming out right there. But I think Little Smokies.
I like Little Smokies,
especially as an appetizer. Little Smokies got to be there.
Yes. I'm down for that.
So I mean,
jalapeno poppers with the cream cheese and cheese. I think that's a need be, and then cheesy corn.
Yeah, cheesy corn's always good.
Cheesy corns as well. Scott Cope.
I don't have too many of them that the only thing here we go. Those gosh darn is it the yams with the little marshmallows on the top?
Yeah, no, that can go.
What is that? What is it even called?
I can't remember what
is
it's
that
called? But that can go.
It's like a potato pie of some kind with sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie.
And the thing is, I actually love sweet potatoes. Like I like them.
I love sweet potatoes.
Like if I bake a sweet potato,
but that
I actually
can
like
go.
it.
That can go.
I like them. But that sweet potato pie with the little marshmallows on the top, I could not care any less for.
That can go. They can go.
So yeah, I'm not. Oh, and the other one, what's the cranberry stuff? I'm not into cranberry stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care about the cranberry crap.
I don't care about the cranberry.
I don't need the cranberry on there.
Yeah, I don't care either.
So I think everything else we talked about is good then.
Oh yeah.
Are we missing one?
Scott said squash and turnip.
That Scott, is that like an East Coast thing, man? I don't know about that.
It has to be an East Coast
I have
thing.
never heard of these families out here in the Midwest. us corn-fed boys.
Squash and turnip.
We don't eat squash and turnip.
I eat spaghetti squash for spaghetti, but that's about it, man. Like, I don't know about squash and turnip.
Yeah, that's not one that we do here. I've never heard of that before. So a lot of people do chicken with the turkey too. Like they'll do a chicken and turkey.
I've seen that. I've seen that before. Yeah.
To me, I don't really care. Well, okay. The other one that actually, here's one that might be controversial to some. I do not like ham on Thanksgiving.
Oh.
I'm not a ham guy.
Oh.
I don't want that damn ham. I don't like the taste of it. Like it's like sweet. You know, people put like
the pineapple and stuff with it. Yeah.
I have never liked ham. I'll tell you.
You don't like that you don't like the pig's butt right there?
And the thing is, like, ham itself is fine. For some reason, that style of ham is not something I like.
I don't mind it at all.
Never cared for it. I don't mind it. I don't like the way it, also like, with a fork and everything. I don't like the way it cuts. It's just like this thin piece.
Here we go. Turducken's really good compared to Scott. The turducken.
Yeah, I think that's probably fine. I think turducken probably actually is good. I've never done it, but I bet it actually
turducken. John Madden favorite, baby.
No, I bet it is good. I've just never tried it.
He did say that was the East Coast favorite for the squash and turnip. He also said he's with you. No harm for you. So. And
then I guess for the desserts, everyone seems to have pumpkin pie all the time. We're doing pumpkin pie still? Is that still? So you got pumpkin pie, French silk pie, and maybe an apple pie. Tanner, save it for tomorrow. Look. No, I've had pumpkin pie. You got French silk pie, and then apple pie tends to be the normal.
Do you know how many pumpkin pies I've had this year already?
You've eaten pumpkin pie this year?
About 5 of them now.
5 whole pies?
Homemade.
What the fuck?
Homemade.
5 whole pies?
Yes.
Doing what? Where? Why? Halloween?
I asked my wife to start making pumpkin pie as soon as it hits August.
Oh God!
And like I get them when I want.
You've eaten 5 whole pies. It's not a pizza. You can't just pick up a slice and just start scarfing it.
But you can like dictate the size you want per day, right? Like some days you want half of the pie, some days you want the quarter of the pie. Like,
so have you had some this week?
I did not have any. I have not had any actually this month. So
wow. Oh,
it's November.
It's late November.
It's ridiculous, babe.
So you're telling me
it's ridiculous, babe.
October was crazy with pumpkin pie.
I'm trying to get my wife to hear me in my mom's basement. See if she hears me. So, but no,
she yelled back.
No, she did not. Yeah. But October, I think I had some at the beginning of October, and that's it. So, but I've had 5 whole pies of pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is my favorite fucking dessert ever.
Yeah, I like pumpkin pie as well.
Not pumpkin spice, not pumpkin whatever. Like, don't bring me a pumpkin pie and not have the Cool Whip with it. Okay, the Cool Whip needs to be there. If some guy at work never had pumpkin pie before, right? He's like, oh, I brought a Costco pie. And I'm like, okay, where's the Cool Whip? He goes, I didn't know you had a Cool Whip. And I'm like, oh, I'm not eating this, so I'm walking away. I walked away from a pumpkin pie because there's no Cool Whip.
Yeah, okay? I feel like you kind of do need to have that.
You got to have the Cool Whip to go with the pumpkin pie.
I think I agree with that.
And I told him this, and he looked at me like it was funny. I was like, no, like, it's serious, man. Like, if you're a pumpkin pie guy like myself, I'm not eating this pumpkin pie without some Cool Whip or whipped cream. I don't care. I don't even care what, honestly. As long as some kind of like foamy residue, vanilla flavor like on top of it, I don't care. But he was like, "Oh, it's my first time." I'm like, "Well, that's your fault. So you're wasting a pumpkin pie."
Interesting. So yeah, I'm also interested to hear more the differences between what we here in the Midwest for Thanksgiving versus East or West Coast. I'm sure we have like a different whole arsenal of food that we go through.
Scott says, how long does it take you guys to go to sleep after eating turkey? Well, depends.
They get the tryptophan or whatever, the chemical in there. I eat turkey like every day, man. That's probably why I'm a sleepy person. I like my naps, and I like to go.
I don't know.
I'm not like bedtime.
It depends what I got going on, man. It really does. For that, he also wants to say.
Oh no.
He says, Mike, Tanner is on a pumpkin pie fast until tomorrow. Then a whole pumpkin pie is going down the gullet.
Yeah,
and
I
you know
bet
what?
it is.
I guarantee you, I
Um,
see a pumpkin pie, homemade, by the way, homemade pumpkin pie, on that counter. I don't care where it's at in the afternoon when I'm with my wife or in the afternoon with my other family. I'm downing that sucker,
my other family.
and I'm just going ballistic. Like it's out the door. Like,
I will say,
pumpkin pie is
so
my side.
yeah. See, for me, like with the turkey thing, like normally I don't get tired because like I've had enough whiskey and cokes. I got the caffeine from the coke keeping me up and watching football. Unless of course I'm watching some boring ass game, which most of them will be tomorrow. Until, in my opinion,
Watch Tulane Memphis, dude. At the end,
honestly, I think Lions Bears is going to be somewhat interesting.
yeah, it will be.
But I think that middle game with the Giants Cowboys is going to be freaking awful. But then the night game is going to be decent.
Correct.
So
I went right through with you.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Is there?
That's what I'm
So
assuming at this
we
point.
don't have. Oh, I'm looking here real quick here. I don't think we have. Because right now everybody's doing their finales in NCAA basketball, so there's no. Oh, there is some Thursday games. Hey, we got me some Thursday games, guys. We got Louisville, West Virginia, for NCAA basketball. Indiana, Gonzaga, Purdue, North Carolina State, Arkansas, Illinois. Right now, Mississippi, BYU. Oh, yeah. We got ourselves some games, guys. So look forward to NCAA basketball tomorrow as well. On top of that, there is no NHL games. Can you believe that? No hockey games on a Thursday?
I haven't paid attention to hockey this year.
But we got at least 12 games on Friday. And then the NBA is also a no offer. So it is focused on college football, college basketball, and the NFL.
Yep. All right. Well.
Here we go. 1-897-976-5. Houston's the number one contender to the Chiefs. Listen to the JG. Thumbs up.
What?
I can't imagine that's Jason.
Houston's number one. Okay. Well.
Can't imagine that's Jason at all.
Yeah, I got a feeling.
Because Scott Cope said, JG's in a game.
We got a little troll is what we have on there.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Jason. Jason, guess what? I'm going to send you a pic of our easy money bets, and you're going to freak out, dude. You're going to freak out. Don't you worry.
All right. Well,
we know you're in there.
I got a big day tomorrow, so time for us to get the hell out of here for the week and come back and hopefully everything goes smoothly for the Chiefs and so on. So,
beat somebody, dude. Beat somebody badly. Come on.
Tanner, any final words?
No, I don't.
All right. Well, guys, have a great Thanksgiving and
have a fantabulous
Black Friday. Hopefully that goes smooth for everyone out there listening. Hopefully you're just doing online orders and not trying to go to damn stores. But with that said, I will see you all on the next one.
As JG says in the comments, outro.
Outro.
See you guys.